Give it the true shot. I want 7.5 million over my head, money hitting under my bed. Baby, let me talk about it, let me talk about it, let me talk about it. I'ma grind on heavy till the fam get fed. They gotta be good when I'm dead, man. Let me talk about it, let me talk about it, let me talk about it. I'ma grind on heavy till the fam get fed. They gotta be good when I'm dead, man. Let me talk about it, let me talk about it, let me talk about it.
All right, let's see. All right, brother. So we here again.
I appreciate
you, man. So for the audience, I like to do a little transparency run. So we filmed this episode several weeks ago, and my mic wasn't plugged in. I mean, these mics were good, but the cord that goes to the mic, it wasn't plugged in. So we had an amazing episode, but we're gonna run it back to back champs. We can do that.
Yeah, and just to make sure, I came with backup. Just to make sure we ain't gonna drop. Actually, we are gonna drop the mic on behalf of you, the viewers. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for having me back.
Yeah, man, absolutely, man. This is another great episode of In True Form. Right. I'm your host, Corey Truesdale. I have a special guest by the name of Larry Long Jr., extraordinary author, great father, mentor, motivational speaker, the CEO. I'm gonna jump right into that. Can you break down the CEO, Larry?
Yeah, I'm gonna flip the script on him. So generally, CEO is Chief Executive Officer,
right?
But I don't do things like normal people. I'm the Chief Energy Officer. It's electric. We're gonna bring the electricity, the positivity, and give folks the JOLT, which is the name of my book. Anytime we step in the room or even on the Zoom.
Tell me a little bit more about that, man. It's hard for people to become an author. It's hard for people to take the time out there. Everybody has a story.
That's right.
But you don't have that guidance, you don't have that structure for someone to sit down and actually help you with that book. How did that process go?
Yeah, I didn't even plan to write a book. I was speaking and sharing, and I met a young lady named Michelle Hill.
Shout out Michelle Hill.
Yeah, she said I met her through Ed Dudley, Connect Ed. This is right before the pandemic. And she said, you have a book inside of you. People need to hear your story. I said, well, Michelle, I share my story. I rock the mic all the time. She said, no, Larry, there's people that will never hear you speak. But if you put it in writing, you write a book, they'll be able to hear your story. She said, you need to write a book. I said, I don't know how to write a book. I was never good at writing in school. She said, well, that's where I come in. I'm a ghostwriter. I'm a book consultant. I can help you. I said, I hear you talking, but you ain't saying nothing.
Right.
I said, holla at me in a year. I was working on some projects, building an online course, and she followed up in a year. And I said, wow, the time is right. It ain't bow time, but there's no time than the right time to go ahead and get started. And a year later, I published my book in 2022. And what it showed for me is you can do anything, meaning you. If I can do it, you can do it. If you have the right people around you. I couldn't have done it by myself.
Yeah.
I mean, I could have, but I would have really struggled.
Was it a team that was around you, or was it just individuals that just pour into you?
It was Michelle who had her whole team, and I had my team, my home team, my wife, my mom, my sister, my kids, all my friends just lifting me up. I was working with a coach. Shout out to Coach Kristen Frade. There were plenty of tears that were shed.
I bet.
Because it was tough. And there was a lot of doubt. I have this voice on my shoulder called Cletus. Come on, Cletus, you're going to walk over.
Is that the good, that's the good voice?
No, that's the bad voice.
So who's the good voice?
The good voice is my father. My father, yeah.
Okay.
My dad is encouraging me. Cletus tells me all the things that I can't do.
Yeah.
Who do you think you are talking to these people? Who do you think you are on a True Form podcast? You don't belong on there. No one wants to hear from you. My dad is that
Imposter
voice.
syndrome.
That's right.
Yeah.
My dad's voice uplifts me. Hey, you were born more than a conqueror. You were made for this moment. Shine brightly and brilliantly, or you can't have my last name. I'm Larry Long Jr. And I remember I played baseball at Maryland. My dad, I was going through a tough point, and I said, I don't belong in the ACC. That was back when Maryland was in the ACC. I'm dating myself.
Go Terrapins.
I said, I don't belong in Division I. And my dad jumped through that phone and said, boy, with a stank, he threw in some 3-letter words. You can use your imagination, some 4-letter words. With a stank, beep, beep, attitude that. You ain't going to do nothing. He said, you better get back to the drawing board, and you better get your mind mind right, or else you're already defeated. So it was the same thing with the book. It's the words that we use and the stories we tell ourselves are so powerful. So powerful. I mean, Henry Ford says it best: whether you believe you can or believe you can't,
right,
you're right.
So you worked on that book 2020, took a year for you to kind of...
From 2021 to 2022. We met in 2019. She followed up with me in 2020 in the pandemic.
Because she saw something in you.
She did. And I've been blessed. I've been blessed with so many people. My mentor made a comment 2 years ago, and he shared it in a group, but he shared the message for me. I'm taking the message. He said, sometimes we have to lean on the faith and the belief that others have in us until ours kicks in.
That makes sense.
I was in a low point at that time, and I needed to hear that someone else believes in me more than I believe in myself.
Yeah.
I'm going to lean on that until that voice right there empowers me and lifts me up. If you're going through something right now, which we're living life be life, and it's a 4-letter word. If you're going through something, I'm going to let you know you can lean on the belief and the faith I have in you until yours kicks in. I know Corey's got the same heart. Shoot, I got who got the props? Corey's got the same heart. I'm sure that he will lend you that faith and belief in you until yours kicks in. You got this.
Let's talk about that gold mic.
Yes, sir. Yes.
What's the symbolism? You've told me in the past, but for some odd reason, it gives me the feelings of like watching the Smurfs, Muppet Babies from back in the day, like that nostalgic feeling.
Yeah.
But it's the when I see you with this mic. So I seen Larry with this mic a few months ago, where I first met Larry. I met him at a NC Tech event. He was the keynote speaker. Well, not the keynote speaker,
MC.
but the MC. And he came out with the same level of energy that you see now. A lot of you don't know, but right now it's about 8 o'clock p.m. on a Sunday night, and then it's pouring down rain outside.
Yeah.
It's possible tornado watching right now in Mebane, North Carolina. My man has come in here with this gold mic, enthused energy. Yeah. Told me something off air that can make someone want to stay at home because of family situations. Yeah. But he is here with the same energy that he was here when I seen him last time when we tried to shoot the episode, and then at the event. What does this mic do to you that jolts you into pretty much being the person that you are, man?
It lights me up. And it's funny how I fell into the gold mic. I didn't even mean the gold mic. So at the start of the pandemic in 2020, there's a gentleman, shout out to Sam Schooley. He said, Larry, I got a group of folks who have just been laid off due to the pandemic. Would you hop on a Zoom and just share an encouraging word? I said, I'd be honored to. I would be blessed to. I went on there. I did what I do. I lifted them up. I gave them hope that, hey, when one door closes, a window of opportunity opens up. Make sure you're not looking at that closed door so that you can take advantage of that window of opportunity. This dude went on Amazon and mailed me a gold mic. Actually, I might have the original. Nope, I don't have. He sent me one of these. This is a karaoke mic. It was gold. He sent it to my job. It's a karaoke mic.
Shooting my shot for a mic trophy or something. We're gonna talk about that all air. Get a black and red one. That'd be dope.
No doubt.
But get your people to make a black and red one for me. I'm gonna just have it up. I ain't even gonna touch it. I'm just like, everybody who watched in true form gonna know where that mic came from.
I love it. We'll make that thing happen. So he mailed it to my office. I was working for a company in downtown Durham. Amazon called me and said, Mr. Long, your package is here. I said, can you reroute it? We're not in the office. Can you send it to my home? They're like, nah, we got to leave it here. I said, if you leave it on the doorstep in downtown Durham, it ain't going to stay there. I said, put it in the bushes. Just throw it in the bushes. They took a picture. I had to bribe my daughter. I said, hey, you want to go get some ice cream? Because the ice cream shop was still open. Yep. She said, I'll roll with you, Daddy. I didn't even know what it was. I opened up the box. It's a mic. And he put a nice little custom note. He said, Larry, thank you so much for speaking with those folks. You really dropped the mic with your encouragement. So I do a midweek, midday motivational minute.
And I've been watching it like crazy.
This was early. I just hit episode number 270, but this was early, and I just gave Sam a shout out. I said, hey, Sam, thank you so much for sending me the gold mic. People loved it.
Yeah.
They lit up. They were like, that's hilarious. It's true to form.
Yep.
You should have a microphone. So I said, shoot, I like this. And I just kept bringing it in, and it became my brand. I got the gold mic, the pink mic. I call this rose gold. I got green,
It's pretty, man. It's a sexy mic, man. You got the sexy microphones.
And it's funny, I emceed an event in Austin, Texas last year.
Okay.
And I actually gave a young lady the gold mic award. Now, she didn't get to keep the mic. We got a picture out.
I heard me shoot my shot. It's a segment that I started that hasn't been released yet.
Okay.
It's called Shoot Your Shot.
I love it.
In true form.
I love it.
One true shot photography. So I haven't released the episode that's coming out in the next month or two, but I did my first shoot my shot on there. So,
That's brilliant.
so I'm shooting my shot. I need a gold. I need a black and red mic. And I just want to have it on the set. And then when I got somebody that's sitting next to me, I'm going to put the mic out and be like, yo, just like when my man Larry Long Jr. say, or pass them the mic when they do, the last question of the actual podcast.
I love it.
That's when the mic comes out. Hey, man, he just did something live. That's why I knew that this second run was going to be special, because I didn't even think about that last time. But you mentioned earlier that you have, a daughter. How many kids do you have?
Yeah, 11-year-old daughter, love you, Lucia. 15-year-old son, that's my Larry Long III, Trey. This dude is 6'3". Towers over. I'm 5'9" and 3/4. I round up to 6 foot. It wasn't me.
He who?
Nah. Unfortunately, nah.
Come on, Trey.
He's a soccer player.
Come on, Trey. Oh wait, that's cool.
Yeah, my wife's from Argentina, so she loves it. He used to play baseball, but he wasn't really passionate about it. But he's doing the daggone thing in soccer.
When you was in Maryland, were you in Maryland when Steve Francis was there?
I was. Stevie Franchise came in after. But I got to see him do his thing.
Man.
Ooh, he had game.
Man. Shout out Steve Francis. I love some Steve Francis when he was in, man. And, I hope he's gotten back on his feet, but he had a rough time out there from the D.C. area. You played baseball.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about that, man, because anybody that's into sports, that has had a long run in sports, and when I say long run, I mean collegiate, whether it was you didn't play collegiate but you did semi-pro or professional, you have a edge that a lot of people can't relate to. Think of Mamba mentality, think of AI, Bubba Chuck out of Virginia, you think of Floyd Mayweather, those type of athletes had chips. They had a little, how have your edge transformed you with being the CEO, Chief Energy Officer of your own brand?
It's one of those things you learn from an early age. I knew I wanted to play pro baseball.
Okay.
I wanted to play pro basketball. You learn that you got to work hard. Nothing's going to be given to you. You've got God-given ability, but if you don't work hard, that's wasted. Mm-hmm. So I really learned the importance of really working hard, putting in the reps, and then the importance of team. Everyone that you mentioned didn't do it alone.
Right.
Whether it was AI, we're talking about practice, whether it was Kobe, Floyd Mayweather, they had teams around them, and they leveraged those teams, which is a valuable lesson. I'm sure they had big goals. They dreamed big, and even though they hit pitfalls, which you're going to go through ups and downs, highs and lows, twists and turns. If you remain focused on your dream, you now have a chance.
Right.
When you don't believe in that dream, it's very difficult. But having people around you that rally and lift you up, that's really been some of the biggest life lessons I've learned.
Yeah.
And in baseball, if you fail 70% of the time, you're going to the Hall of Fame. Not many times can you be a 70% failure and people are cheering you on. You're a 300 hitter in baseball.
Make that make sense for me, because I don't have a baseball background, but when you say that, this is for those that's listening. What does that mean? You can fail 70%.
If you
of the
come
time?
up to bat 10 times and you strike out 7 times and you get 3 hits, you're a 300 hitter, you're going to the Hall of Fame.
Wow.
Yeah, so
That's
it's a game
major.
of failure. Actually, I wrote a chapter in my book, Strikeouts, they're a part of life. If you're coming up to bat, if you're trying big things, it's inevitable that you're going to strike out. But I don't think strikeouts are failure. I think strikeouts are data. You're learning what's not working, so now you can find that path. You can pivot. You can adjust. You can flex to find that path to what will work. And that's vital in anything you do. Relationships, business, personal life, community, fitness, finances. It's collecting that data and also making sure that you continue to come up to bat. It's a failure if you just give up.
Yeah.
If you just say, I'm never ever going to try anything because I wasn't successful, that's when you're a failure. But if you use those lessons that you learn and those lessons that you earned, and you make adjustments and then you share it with others, it's hashtag winning all day, every day.
That's so true. Man, you made me think of something when you said the 70% line. It makes me think of Michael Jordan when he was saying, like, you're never going to make the shot if you don't shoot the shot, in a sense. Or you could shoot and miss 100 times, but that one time you make it, that could be the game winner or something along that line. But don't fact check me on that one, because that was a little all over the place.
Nah, that's a great point right there. To shoot your shot. He talked about it earlier. I don't know if y'all know this, but the place that holds the most dreams, unfortunately, is the graveyard. That's deep right there. Most people take their dreams to the grave.
Yeah.
They don't actually
never
follow
shared
through.
it or nothing. I learned that in masonry. We talked a lot about that. I don't talk too much about masonry, but I can put it out there. But they always say, a lot of people take stuff to the grave. A lot of people take, great ideas, advice.
That's right.
And I always tell people, I feel like it's a purpose sometimes to tell somebody what's working for you. Hey, this, try this out. And, people can take it or they can leave it.
Yeah, but you put it out there.
Put it out there, and it's like a purpose. It's like you have to do that.
That's right.
My therapist, I don't know if you ever do therapy, but I have a therapist, and he asked me, my last session with him, he said something along the lines of, like, what makes you do the things you do that creates you to basically be down sometimes?
Yeah.
And to break that down a little bit is that I have this natural instinct to reach out to family, to reach out to individuals that don't reach out to me. And it's not the expectations that I want them to do what I'm doing. It's like, I have to do it. And it's weird. It's a weird feeling. Like, when we went all the way back to it, I was in 2 or 3 different elementary schools. I was in 2 or 3 different middle schools. I went to 2 high schools. And, my mom and my dad, they moved around a lot. We lived in Philly, Jersey, and Georgia. So whenever we would move, my dad will, take me to get my haircuts on the weekends and stuff like that. And I'll be like, hey, man, can you take me to the old neighborhood? Can you take me to, Bloomfield? Can you take me? Because I wanted to see my old friends.
That's right.
And he used to be like, hey, all right, go ahead. Like, he tried to keep those relationships.
That's right.
And it kind of carried over as an adult. Yeah. I'm the same way now. When I go back to Jersey, I gotta go see my friends. When I go to Georgia, as much as I don't want to go to Georgia, I still have a duty to reach out to people. Even when I'm sitting on the couch, I'm just hit one of my peoples up.
That's right.
But it feels exhausting sometimes.
Okay.
So with you mentioning, like, sometimes you have a purpose.
Yeah.
You being a CEO, you also been in sales.
Yeah.
So that you have a responsibility to the people that you service, the people that's working for you.
That's right.
How has that been with your transitioning? I know we talked before that you quit your 9 to 5.
Yeah.
And you're now your own entity, in a sense.
Yeah.
All those life lessons that you basically learned, how has that come come about now, and how are you moving?
Yeah, I've got 3 people on my team. In the words of De La Soul, it's me, myself, and I.
Me, myself, and I.
But yeah, I stepped out on faith.
Yeah.
I knew that I wasn't living in my gift.
What's Faith's phone number? You remember that Martin episode? Martin say Faith. All right, what's Faith's?
Funny story. I wrote a college paper on Martin, the theme of the sitcom.
Yeah.
There's always a problem. There's always a problem, and they figure out the solution. And Tommy and all the friction, and then at the end,
so you know Martin is.
Martin.
What's your favorite Martin character?
Oh man, probably Martin. I love Martin.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna say Dragonfly Jones is Martin. How he get beat up by the dude, but go ahead.
Yeah. But you made a comment earlier, and I have this shirt that says "Say Yes to You," and you talked about therapy, and I lost my father 9.5 years ago. I went through 2 different therapists, didn't find the right fit, and I gave up, which wasn't the right thing to do because there's power in therapy. There's power in feelings and processing, and I'm going through some stuff right now just with my family. Just health, and it's I don't know, I was shedding tears earlier today, but like you said, we have a choice, and I choose to show up in a positive manner. I choose to show up in a way that I can support people, and for me, stepping out from 9 to 5, paycheck every 2 weeks, commission check every month, bonus every quarter, it was tough, but I knew that was God's plan for me, and my dad's words, and growing up, my mom, they said, you better follow God's plan, like that's his command to you, and for me, it's to use my words, to use my positive manner, my positivity to uplift others. And I was able to do that in corporate America to this extent. Right now, I'm touching people across the globe. I was in Singapore earlier this year, Canada. Last year I was in Bali, Dubai. Where else did we go? Bogota, Colombia. I'm heading to Telford, England later this year, possibly India, possibly Malaga, Spain. So it's really, I'm
passport ready. Passport sweat.
I'm hashtag too blessed to be stressed, to be able to just impact folks. And I want to encourage everyone. You said it before, everyone's got a story, and your story has a lesson that can impact someone else on the positive side. So don't be afraid to share your story. We've all been through stuff, and sometimes that stuff is teaching us a lesson to share with other people, because it's easy to say, at least for me, am I the only one who's going through some tough times? Man, I look at social media and everyone's flossing, everyone's happy-go-lucky, and I'm like,
we know that real social media is a blanket.
That's it.
It's a blanket, bro. And that's one thing that nobody's ever going to be able to see, my pain on social media. The therapy has been great. I still got to do a segment, just on mental health.
That's right.
Because, man, it's like you could really be in the car driving and you can hear a song. You can, someone could say something to you in the grocery store that makes you think of something that happened in your life, and now you in your feelings.
That's it.
All day.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
But I applaud you for doing the work.
Yeah.
Because it takes work to work through that. And I'll be honest, there's been times that I've said I'm not going to do the work and I'm just going to keep it inside. I'm going to bottle it up. And that's, I can tell you, in the long run, that is not the right way to go. Because at some point,
it's got to come out.
It's got to come out and boil over.
It's got to come out.
Or if it doesn't, it's going to explode. And that's never a good thing. Right. I applaud you for not just doing it, but also sharing with others so that other brothers know, hey, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's actually encouraged, because we deserve to thrive in this world. Yeah. And by expressing your feelings, getting it out there, processing it, working it through, we now have the opportunity to live a life that's fulfilled. Yeah. I appreciate you.
Oh yeah, man. I'm telling you, I got a session this week coming up on Thursday, actually. I know he's gonna be on because I haven't talked to him in 2 weeks, but it's just, it's just one of those things. I get, I got married, so you got marital things that you got to talk about. That's you got, showing up to be a great father.
That's right.
I incorporate a lot of different things just so, I could be a better person than, my upbringing. because we all have been brought up in this world differently, and you don't necessarily want to do it the same way with your kids.
That's right.
So that's been helping a lot. Before we go to this break, I want y'all to check out this sponsorship ad, and then we'll be right back. This episode of In True Form is brought to you by Super Deodorant. The aluminum-free, fragrance-free deodorant that actually works. You just put this under your armpits. Promise you. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're on stage or in the gym or chasing purpose, Super Deodorant has your back and your pits. No harsh chemicals, no irritation, just confidence that lasts. Visit superdeodorant.com/intrueform. And if you sign up today, you'll get 10% off your first order. Smell less, do more. Peace. I forgot to ask you earlier, man. This is something that I always ask my guests. First and foremost, thank y'all for coming back. You know how we do this. But I always ask my guests, man, and what, we just basically had that, 4th of July, not 4th of July, but, we just had 4th of July, but a week ago, I went to go see my grandmother.
Okay.
And my grandmother been watching my episodes.
Come on now. Wow. Shout out to Grandma.
So, yeah, shout out to my grandmother, Grandma Kelly. She said, why you always ask your guests about your hair? I said, that was a thing that I always do. I start off the episode, hey, man, how my hair look? So I'm going to ask you.
Yeah.
I didn't want you to get jealous because I knew.
Well, I'm going to ask you first. How's my hair look? My barber's mad at me. What's up, Carl? Yeah, I actually took my son to go see Carl, my old barber from elementary, middle.
Wow.
And actually, middle, high school. Yeah, he's got the fastest clippers this side of this on the east side of the Mississippi.
Man, hey, barbers last, don't they?
Yeah.
They be around for a long time.
He's amazing. His fades are tight. House of Barbers in Columbia, Maryland.
That's dope, man. Yeah, but yeah, that
yeah,
I was like, yeah, I gotta ask, man, because I was like, my grandmother really hears that part, and that meant a lot. So I'm like, that gotta stick then. I was like, I'm gonna have to say that every episode, because at first I did it to be funny.
Yeah.
My hair be in my face. It'd be like this sometimes. It'd be all like this when I'm editing. I'm like, why's my hair? Now I just how my hair.
How long did it take you to grow that out?
I started in the pandemic.
Come on now.
And it was just a little mini fro, but we wasn't working. Well, we was working. Let me not say that. We was working. We just was in the house.
That's
so, right. I had long hair growing up. And I was always skeptical of wearing my hair in corporate America.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Working in sales. I did, car sales. I did door-to-door sales. So, braids and dreads and all that stuff is looked at and frowned upon in a certain way. So, when the pandemic rolled around, I nudged wifey and I said, hey, I want to grow my hair out, yo. So it's been 5 years. This past June 1st, it hit 5, and I love it, man. It's less maintenance. Yeah. But you still got to take care of your hair. You're just the same way you feed your body, you got to feed your hair the same exact way. And if you're not taking care of your hair, it get brittle, it get thin, and your edges and all that stuff start acting up. Like your skin, like a lot of people that have bad skin, 9 out of 10 times they got bad hair. It's like all that stuff kind of ties in. Yeah. But yeah, man, I've been trying to get a sponsorship for a hair care lineup.
Okay. They're listening. Make sure you hop on in. Get in there.
Yeah, man. I got Super Deodorant.
Okay.
So anybody want to take advantage of 10% off on Super Deodorant, visit www.com superdeodorant/intrueform. Get 10% off of your first order.
Wow, that's
awesome. We back though, bro.
Happy to be back again.
So you got pretty much halfway adult kids.
Yeah, man.
What do you bring to the household that you've learned in your sales background with you being the CEO, do you bring those tactics in your household?
My kids know all of my material inside and out, mostly from the pandemic.
Okay.
Because we were in tight quarters and they heard my son does one of the best hilarious impressions of me. Yeah, this
like
is
Stephen A. Smith
yeah, he's hilarious. I act like I'm getting mad at him, but I'm chuckling inside because that dude is a clown. I love you, Trey. And Lucia, she's just the sweetest little girl. But I'm blessed that my kids really get to hear the lessons that I'm sharing with adults. And they're going to a conference in Scottsdale. I have a speakers conference. They're going to the youth leadership conference. So they're going to be able to hone their own path.
I was going to say, do they look at you like, man, that's something that I want to do? Does your son?
Not at all. Not at all. Who knows?
What's up with that generation?
My son is brilliant, and he wants to do something in the sciences. And my daughter, she's in the arts. Like, she is a creative. She makes bracelets and just she's so creative. It blows my mind, and I love it. I encourage them, follow your own path. It was like my father. He ran track at University of Maryland. He didn't want me to run track. He was like, that's my thing. I want you to find your thing. If track is your thing, then by all means do it. But
he didn't force you.
No, not at all.
Do what I'm doing.
No.
Like how we seen in the movies. They be like, I went to North Carolina University. You're gonna go to North Carolina.
That's right.
And the kid be all depressed. He wound up pledging for a different fraternity because he don't want to do this what his father did.
That's right. But we encourage our kids to find their own path, and we've been blessed, really, really blessed.
We share a lot in common, man. You know, my oldest is a scientist, man.
Come on now.
She just turned 21 in March, and she just got her master's in environmental health science. And when you get a chance to, she's the last episode that I launched. That's my daughter on there.
Wow. And I know that was special.
It was special, man. Just sitting there, you know, I became her dad when she was 5.
Wow.
And just watching her maturation. And she's sitting up there talking about what she enjoys the most and what she loves, what she's passionate about, and tapping into different things that we taught her when she was little that we think that sometimes they ain't paying attention to.
That's right.
So then, you know, I got my 13-year-old daughter who is crafty. You know, she's into the arts and the craft, and she's into interior design and stuff like that.
Wow.
And my son plays soccer. So it's funny because we do share those different kind of things, and I alluded to this earlier, like just teaching the kids different ways that, you know, when we grew up, you know, getting told what to do. Like my son, you know, he's messy. And I don't get it. But I had told my wife, I said, look, what we need to do is, I said, just take a little bit of what we got growing up. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
And put it into his generation. So, you know, instead of yelling, instead of fussing, you know, hey, just go and get up and take that trash out. Do it for daddy. You know what I mean? Do something like that. It is like, it's different. It ain't like, yo, get your butt up and take the trash out. It's nothing like that.
Yep.
Because you don't want to put them in their shells. Yeah. Like, hey, man, grab that trash, bro. Get that trash, man. And he get amped. He like, all right. And I'm
doing it for my dad.
I got him. I said, this is what we gonna do. Is gonna bring fun into the discipline. Yeah. So, but we talked earlier about you being in sales early on. What was that like, man? What was that transition like, you know, beginning in there and then transitioning over to where you are today?
Yeah, I got my start in sales, Lawns by Larry, knocking on doors in my neighborhood, asking them if they wanted me to mow their lawn. And we lived in townhouses. Okay. So the inside units, that was $10. Up, back, go to the back, up, back, give me my $10. It was awesome. The external units, the side units, I think I charged $15 because they had the side. I'll never forget Mr. Rosen. He wanted me to cut his yard every week, even though it didn't need it. He was a blessing. You had an
auto pay client already.
Yeah,
he pretty much was auto pay at that time, but
it was awesome.
You knew you was going to get that money from him.
Yeah, and he was just nice, supportive, and for me it was a great summer job while I was playing baseball. Make a little bit of spare change, learn responsibility. Right. But it was my start in sales. My first official start in sales was making 150 cold calls. I remember every day. Company called SageWorks, and I'm not sure if do I have that 500-pound phone? Yup. Picking up that 500-pound phone, making 150 calls a day to accounting firms, and accountants get paid by time. Time is money. If you meet with an accountant, they're going to send you a bill. So trying to get through them on the phone, ooh, it was almost mission impossible.
How was that rejection feeling?
It sucked.
Because you was growing and you was creating thick skin during that time. I always tell people, if you was in sales, you got some thick skin.
Well, I had thick skin from baseball.
Okay.
But baseball, like I said, if you're a 70% failure, you're going to the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
In sales, I was a 98% failure. I had a 2% success rate, and they were like, keep up the great work. I'm like, this ain't great. This sucks.
Right.
Getting hung up on. I remember one guy from New Jersey said, Larry, I got something for you. I thought I was going to be able to ring the bell. I thought I was going to sign up. Nah, he had something in store for me. He said, I want you to put on a pair of concrete shoes and jump off a bridge.
Oh, my God.
I said, oh, my goodness. I looked through the manual, the objection handling manual. I said, how do you overcome the kill yourself? It wasn't in there. So I said, the first thing that came to mind, I said, God bless you too. And then I hung up.
Never heard that one before.
Yeah, he hit me with it. I said,
He sounded like he was really about to give you some good advice.
he said, I got something for you. I was like, all right, I'm going to Sizzler. Nope.
Not White Men Can't Jump. My man on the movies. I'm with you. I'm there, bro. Like when I tell you, I know the quotes. They ain't nobody gonna know that. They gonna have to be like, White Men Can't Jump.
Let me Google that.
Yeah, they were like, White Men Can't Sizzlers. People don't know nothing about no Sizzlers, man.
Yeah, but one of the chapters in my book talks about your perception of sales. Everyone's in sales.
Yeah.
Whatever your title is, you're still in sales.
Right.
For me, sales, my definition of sales is, number one, it's a transfer of energy. So for you, you're selling your son on the benefits of being clean.
Yep.
And you're giving him the energy of, hey, let's do the daggone thing, son.
Don't feel down about having to do it. Don't be mad about doing it. When you get older, you're going to always feel some kind of grief about cleaning up.
Yeah.
So make it exciting.
Lift it up. And the second one is playing matchmaker. I think a true sales professional matches whatever they have. It could be a product, could be a service, it could be a thought, an idea, but you're matching it with someone else's needs, their wants, their desires, their challenges, their pains, their hopes, their dreams, their aspirations, their problems. And if you're able to match, you're selling. But so often people think that sales is all about talking. I mean, I've got the microphones, but what I learned is that sales is really about listening.
Yep.
God, he didn't make any mistakes. For the most part, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. We're supposed to listen twice as much as we're supposed to talk. And I love your questions, because in sales, the power of your questions generally dictates how effective you are.
Yeah. Yeah, that was one of the things, man, coming out of high school. I never thought that I'd be in sales, but I had the gift of never meeting a stranger.
That's right.
You know, not being scared to talk to a stranger.
That's right.
You know, my mother used to tell me all the time, Corey, don't talk to nobody when we go in this grocery store. Stay next to me. As soon as she turned her head, I'm at the toy aisle, and I'm talking to people in there. And she's like, I'm sorry, whatever he told you. My mom was like that. So, you know, but it carried on. When I got out of high school, started working at Blockbuster.
Yep.
And then, you know.
Gotta rewind. I remember Blockbuster.
Yeah, man. I was a floor salesperson, and I wound up becoming a manager in 6 months.
Wow.
Shout out to Katisa Major. She's probably never going to watch this episode, but I wanted to shout her out. But I moved on, and I had my first real sales job working for Morris Communication.
Wow.
And it was a magazine and newspaper subscription company. And one of the things that I learned when I first stepped foot in an org like that was match people's energy or bring them to you. And one of the things I recognize that you do is you bring that person's energy to you. And that's a sales skill. Because if they're sitting there monotone and you come down to where they are, they're not buying nothing from you.
That's right. No excitement, no energy.
Yeah. And another thing, as being a salesperson, for those out there who's listening that are in sales and that's interested in sales, one of the things that you have to be able to do is learn someone on the go. That's right. You have to be quick. You have short period amount of time. So one of the things we had to learn was you got at least 3 minutes or less to pick something up from this person that you could be able to use, like you was mentioning earlier. What's pretty much what's their heartstrings, how they pull on their heartstrings.
That's right.
You working in sales has allowed you to grace the stage now as a motivational speaker? You know, being able to
similar. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No,
but
you
similar,
good.
like you said, you never met a stranger.
Right.
Similar to you, I moved around. I was born in Maryland, lived in Grand Island, Nebraska, Danville, Illinois, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Coatesville, Pennsylvania, all before middle school.
How?
VA medical centers. My father worked for the VA, serving our veterans, and he was recreational therapist. Worked his way up to director of recreational therapy.
You knew you was gonna be moving.
Yeah, every 2 years, every year and a half to 2 years. And my favorite song, it wasn't my favorite song, but it was my theme song. My mom used to sing it. Make new friends, but keep the old. One is silver, while the other's gold. Yeah, and that's tough. As a youngster, it's tough. You got your whole crew, and it's like, I gotta leave, and we were so far away, I couldn't go back to the old neighborhood.
Right.
But you just learn, and I've still kept up some of those relationships. Shout out to Carl Taylor.
People hit you up on Facebook like, yo, Larry, you remember me?
Yeah.
From Nebraska, man. Like, oh, man, yeah, I do remember you. Hey, Larry, remember me? I'm from Oklahoma. No, like everybody just hitting you up on Facebook.
It's crazy.
That's wild, man.
But it made me who I am. And it's funny, when I moved to Coatesville, Pennsylvania, they put me in speech classes because I talk country. How old are you, little Larry? I'm 4. They said, 4 what? I said, I'm 4 years old. They said, oh, heck to the nah. You can't. They told my parents, they said, he will get teased out of the school. He's got to learn how to enunciate his words.
Are you serious?
I had to go down in the dungeon with the flashcards and learn cat, dog.
Oh, my God.
But it made me who I am today. I still have a little bit of a southern drawl, but I never met a stranger.
Hey, cub, bring that country out, cub. I'll match you up that dime, bro.
I was just in St. Louis and got to see Nelly perform.
Oh,
and
man.
you talk about country grammar.
Country grammar,
yeah,
man.
he certainly is country grammar.
All day long.
Yeah.
He ain't apologetic behind it either.
Not at all.
But, hey, we can bring out the T.I. You know what I'm saying? Outkast. Them boys is country.
So
that jersey in me, I got the Southern because I was living in Georgia for a little while, but when I get into my zone, man, that jersey, man, I was like, I'll take that over the country.
I love it.
That's cool, man. So so when I say that we share a lot in common, talking about the moving, you know, what is it like to be stable, man?
I'm itching, but it's good because my kids enjoy it.
Okay.
Like they've lived in 2 different houses, pretty much in North Carolina, so it's good for them in ways. I still want them to explore and experience, and thankfully they've been able to travel outside of the country. My wife's from Argentina, so we've been to Argentina several times.
It's beautiful out there.
Yeah, it is.
Fan of Ginobili, man.
Yeah, great place to visit. Actually, I met Ginobili.
Really?
I didn't realize how skinny he is.
Oh, yeah, tiny,
Flacco.
tiny.
Yeah, 6'3", very, very skinny. I'm like, man. Yeah, he was a beast.
Oh, he was a ball.
He was an absolute beast. Lefty.
Yeah,
he
man.
Game.
Future Hall of Famer if he ain't in there, but yeah, man. That's crazy. I was meaning to ask you this question earlier about your book, JOLT.
Yeah.
Think of movies. You see a coming attraction, and it entices people to want to watch this movie. Yeah. What's your coming attraction for your book to entice the listeners out there that's avid readers?
Yeah.
What can you share with them that's not giving it all away? But what's your favorite chapter, or what's a chapter they should want to look at? And even for myself, man, like I haven't read the book at this moment, but tell me something that I know that I'm gonna be like, hey, let me go and pick this book up.
Yeah. So I almost called it Unstuck. If you've ever been stuck in life, which for me, I was stuck, the book was really a manual for me to get unstuck. If you've ever been stuck, I encourage you, go ahead and get you a copy of JOLT. My goal is to help you get unstuck and to get back, really get zapped into intentionality to rediscover and believe in your inner greatness. We all have inner greatness. I truly believe that. Each and every person out there has inner greatness. A lot of times we don't believe it. A lot of times we don't live. Like tomorrow's Monday, we don't step into that inner greatness. We lower ourselves down instead of raising up to our greatness. So I just wanted to provide a manual and encouragement that says, hey, not only are you great, which you should believe, I want you to live in that greatness every day with your family, with your career, with your community,
Right.
with your friends, with every relationship that's out there. Really be great.
Mm-hmm.
And don't be ashamed to be great. And don't be ashamed to fail. It's going to happen.
Right.
But greatness is there for you. It's knocking at the door.
Mm-hmm.
You're ready to answer it, but will you answer it? I hope so.
Yeah.
So that's my little preview for the book. And
I love it.
It was a manual. It still is a manual for me because life be lifing.
Yeah.
Believe you me, I'm married. I own my own business. I got 2 kids.
Man.
It's
Family situations, health.
yeah, it's stuff.
That's tough, man.
Yeah.
I know you, and I know it's tough for you because your energy is always up here.
Yeah, I try.
You got to sometimes come down. And I know that can be unfamiliar territory because you're up here majority of the time.
Damn.
Monday through Friday, you know what I mean? You got, 5 bookings maybe. And you got 3-hour, 4-hour events.
Man,
And you got to be high.
yeah.
I'm going to the bathroom. You got to go to the bathroom and stand by the urinal and be like, hey, what's going on? All right? Yeah, y'all enjoying the day today? All right. And they walk out and you like, man, I got to talk like that at the urinal? You know what I mean? Like,
So
and then you come home and then, the kids may have done something or, you know what I mean? It's just like, I know just personally, I know that can be tough because when people see me out and about, they're always thinking I'm up here.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes I feel guilty to want to be on a chill mode sometimes.
Yeah.
Are you ever on chill mode?
I am, very rarely. And for me, it's I'm blessed. In corporate America, I couldn't be myself. You talked about your hair.
Yeah.
For me, I had to put the mask on for my personality. Hello, this is Larry Long Jr. reporting for Duke. That's not who I am.
Yeah.
That's not who I am.
Code switch is serious.
Yeah, and it sucks. Like I encourage people, be you. Everyone else is taken. And of course, you want to be a chameleon in certain spaces, but you want to be your authentically true self. And that's why I love what I do, because I get to be my wild and crazy self. I mean, corporate America, they don't play this game right here.
I love that, man.
And my wife, she's like, that's not professional. And I'm like, you're right, baby, but it's okay. I know the boss. I can be quote unquote unprofessional and be okay with it. I'm having an absolute blast.
My man got all the props.
Who got the props?
My man got all the props, man. I swear, I'm sitting here talking to you, but I'm sitting there like, yo, how can I incorporate some stuff within true form? Like, I ain't just gonna be my camera equipment in that bag. It's gonna be props. People gonna be watching and they're gonna be like, yo, what is that? And it's gonna be bits and pieces that I'm getting from each guest.
That's right.
But you have brought the mics and the heart likes. We getting likes, so I be posting some dope work on my photography pages. You seen my LinkedIn post.
Yeah, love it.
But I ain't get a lot of these. But you know what? I'm gonna start bringing my own likes to my stuff because I love that. When you're about to get on stage, we're gonna be closing shortly. When you be about to get on stage, think about baseball days. You got a big game coming up.
Yep.
Especially playing in the ACC. What was your favorite songs that you was listening to, or what do you listen to now?
Yeah.
Before you get on stage to perform, based off of do you still listen to what you listen to when you playing baseball?
Nah, it's definitely shifted. So my walk-up song was the Rock Wilder by Method Man and Redman, and it was the entry of it.
Oh my God,
that's it.
I know it.
That still gets me pumped up now. But that was that time in the space. Now I listen to McFadden and Whitehead. Ain't no stopping us now. I love the beat. I love the song, the message, as well as Happy by Pharrell. It just gets me in a good mood. It gets me, and for me, I get nervous. When I step on stage, I get nervous.
Everybody does.
I do, because I care. And I turn that nervousness into, Larry, this isn't about you. This is about them. Make sure that you deliver them the message that they need to hear.
They're never going to know you mess up.
That's right.
Because that's your gift and your craft.
That's right.
Like, you wouldn't have never known the little debacle I had with the last filming if I wouldn't have said nothing.
That's right.
You would have just watched the episode and be like, hey, man, it sounded like a little echo in there, but the content was still there.
Yep.
But I'm a perfectionist.
That's right.
Or try to at least be one. You being on that stage, you could stumble over a couple of words, but nobody really gonna know because you're still keeping your true self.
And the thing that I found is that people want you to win. They want you to win. They don't want to see you flub and fall off the stage and drop the mic. They're cheering you on for the most part. There's some special people out there that have a special place in this world that just wish ill will upon you. But most people, they're like, yes. So I work hard. I practice, and I still don't get it perfect.
Right.
But I know that my heart is in the right place, and most people can really respect that. And they're like, wow, I celebrate that.
Right.
You want to be somewhere where you're celebrated, not tolerated. I was just in Idaho. I spoke to the Idaho Funeral Services Association. First time in Idaho. I was feeling some type of way. How are they going to receive me? Nothing but love. They showed me nothing but love. They lifted me up, and we had a good old time. They let me play golf with them. I don't know if you know this, but Tiger Woods is my cousin. I love the golf. Those are my golf balls there.
Okay.
Tiger's my long-lost cousin. I don't know if you see the resemblance, but they call me Larry Hit It in the Woods. His long-lost cousin. But I'm bumped.
You know, I admire golfers. I went out with some guys for the job, and we went to not Drive Shack, but what's the other one?
Top Golf.
Top Golf, and they got the little simulators.
That's right.
Man, and I look so trash. Man. I look awkward, and they're trying to show me how to hold the golf club.
How to grip it,
And I'm doing a little swing, and my body doing something weird. I'm sitting there like, nah. I said, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna figure it out. But I look at them like, I get you on that court though. I was like, y'all got me on this golf course, but let me put you on this pine, and I'm gonna show y'all what's up. But I want you to let the viewers know where they can find you. And but yeah, social media handles, all that. Let them know where they can find you if you got a website.
And Larry Long Jr., find me on my website, larryLongJr.com. I'm also active on LinkedIn, Larry Long Jr., the man with the gold mic. I would love to connect with you. I would love to serve you and support you. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, also known as X, TikTok, YouTube. So if you just type in Larry Long Jr., the man that has a smile for a mile, I would love to connect with you. And Corey, I just appreciate you for allowing me to join you on your platform, man, in true form. I love it.
Y'all need to make sure to follow this man. I can't thank you enough.
Appreciate you.
For not only doing this, sitting here today or tonight, and we mentioned earlier the weather.
Yeah, man.
But it meant a lot to me I don't think you understand when we shot that first episode, and I felt so down on myself.
I could hear it when you called me, and you were straight up.
Because I shot you text messages first. I was like, yo, I gotta hit you, I gotta talk. Yeah. And you was just like, hey, man, hit me up. I'm at the golf. You was like, I'm at this golf tournament.
That's right.
And I was just, man, I called 2 or 3 of my videographer friends.
Man.
And I was just like, man, I just told my wife, I said, man, he ain't gonna do this.
Man, you were so remorseful, but like I told you, it's all good because no one's perfect. And I've had other people that have blessed me when I made big mistakes. That's life. Yeah. And it's like, what I've learned is the people who mind, they don't matter. If I'd minded, you wouldn't want to mess with me anyway. You wouldn't want me on. The people who matter, they don't mind.
Right.
I realized that it was an honest mistake. Yeah. It is what it is. I'm happy to be back here. I'm honored. I'm blessed that you would even allow me to come back to record on your platform again.
Yeah,
so
man.
I appreciate you more than you even know it.
I appreciate it, man. It means a lot. And but we got to close out. We could talk, bro, for like hours. Like when I tell you about the, never met a stranger stuff and the sales stuff, man, we can tap into the past. We can tap into sports. We can tap into movie quotes, Martin episodes, like all of that stuff, man. But one of the questions that I do put out there is being in true form. It's about stepping into your purpose, being resilient. What does in true form mean to you? As a father, as a husband, as an entrepreneur, businessman, what does that mean to Larry Long Jr.?
Yeah, when I think about in true form, it means being authentically me and being at the most excellence that I can possibly be. So it's not just being here, I call them pluggers. It's about driving to be the best that I can be. I had a health scare. My doctor pretty much shared with me, this was October of last year, if you want to see your daughter walk down that aisle, you need to change your eating habits. And he'd been telling me this for years. I'm working on it. I'm working. No, I wasn't working. I was just talking about it. I wasn't doing
diabetes?
It. Pre-diabetes. Yeah, which your health is your wealth. Without your health, your quality of life. So I'm down 32 pounds. Great, yeah, but it takes work. Every day I have to think about what am I consuming and is it worth it to possibly take off years of my life and miss out on my kids' life? And the answer is already no.
Right.
But really, I want to be at my most excellence when it comes to my faith and spirituality. I'm a believer. When it comes to my family first. When it comes to my friends, having fun, my community, philanthropy, fitness, finances, career. I really want to be excellent in all of those. So being in true form means being the best that I can be while also being authentic to who I am and not trying to be someone that I'm not. That's not a way of life that I want to live. I want to be in my truest form at the best that I can be.
I love it, man.
Yeah, man.
That's great, man. This is episode 13.
Wow. Lucky number 13. I love it.
Yeah, this is episode 13, man. And what's crazy is I've heard 13 people answer that question.
Yeah.
And it's mind-blowing on how many ways a person can explain being in their in true form.
Wow.
And I appreciate you taking bringing that layer back a little bit and letting the listeners and the viewers, tap into that cornerstone that you have, man. And again, appreciate this energy, your presence. I hope this is not the last.
Oh, it definitely won't be. Definitely won't be.
I hope to get this mic.
We're going to get you the red and black.
Red and black.
If there's any sponsors out there that can support. And actually, I got to give a shout out to Cynthia Barnes, who blessed me with this block for a Christmas present. Yeah, she had it customized. It's got my logo on it, LLJR.
That's beautiful.
So she made this gold mic really turn into a platinum mic with the block. So yeah, we'll get you hooked up.
My God. Hey, everybody, for those who have not heard it yet, but the name of the listeners are the formats.
The formats, okay.
You think of formatting your memory card, you think of formatting the software, things like that. So in true form, my guests are now
formats.
Yep. And the viewers that's listening, their format. So we appreciate you all, man, for listening and tuning in. Peace. My guy.
Man, I appreciate you, dog.
Appreciate you, bro, man. Yeah, man.
No doubt.
This is fun, bro.
Yeah, man.
It's
I'm honored, privileged, and humbled.
Man, look, my daughter was